Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collegeville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked I be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collegeville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to see it, yes, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 2, but we're number one. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapin' crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen,
Yeah.
all the fresh sophomores,
High school,
juniors,
champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening to everyone, and welcome to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke. It is our last appearance at the old Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium for the 2024-25 school year. And since it's nice and warm outside, you know I'm not here for basketball. It is time for some Kahok volleyball as your Collinsville Kahawks get ready to take on the Lions of Maryville Christian High School. And again, my name is Todd Duke. Welcome in to today's pregame show brought to you by LC's Pub in Caseyville. Great food, great drinks, great service, all served up daily at LC's Pub in Caseyville. 605 North Main Street in Caseyville is where you will find them. You can give them a call for carry-out orders, and that number is 618-855-9007. Well, the Gauks come into this contest with a record of 10-15 on the year. They are 3-6 in Southwestern Conference play, and they are under their sixth-year head coach, Mike Nichols, who has a record of 54 wins and 71 losses. Maryville Christian, they come in at 13-11. They are 5-2 in the Gateway Metro Conference, and they are coached by their fourth-year skipper, Jack Grimm is their head coach, and he has a record of 40 wins and 41 losses. Well, in this, the 5th year of competition for Kahok boys volleyball. That's right, I said Mike Nichols is in his 6th because he did start, but the 2020 season got canceled, and I'm not going to take away a year because of that. So the program is starting to look like they're finding their footing overall record-wise. It looks like the team may get as many wins or maybe more than that of the last 2 seasons, when the volleyball program earned 12 wins in both the 2023 and 2024 seasons, with 3 more regular season games after tonight, as well as next week's playoff competition. However, Collinsville has improved in their Southwestern Conference matches to this point, after combining for 4 Southwestern Conference wins over the last 3 seasons. The Kahawks have almost matched that total this year alone with a 3-6 conference record. 2 of those wins have come against Belleville West after going a combined 0-6 versus the Maroons before this season. The other Southwestern Conference win came on April 29th versus Alton. Collinsville beat Alton at Belleville East in the tournament earlier this year, but that doesn't count as a Southwestern Conference match. After going 0-8 in Southwestern Conference play in its first full season of 2022, Collinsville picked up conference wins over Alton and Edwardsville last year, or in 2023, and they beat Alton twice in Southwestern Conference play last season. Collinsville has won 5 of their last 7 matches, and coming to this match, though, following a 2-set sweep at O'Fallon against the Panthers 6 days ago. That followed a 2-1 win at Belleville West on May the 8th in the last volleyball game that we did for you. The Lions of Maryville, Collinsville, just came into the scene in the world of boys volleyball in 2022 with a 3-6 record in limited action, as they were just getting started. But the new team went 9-11 in its first full season of play and ended with a winning record last year by going 14-13 before losing to Father McGivney at the Belleville West Regionals last season. After tonight, the Lions have just 1 more match remaining in the regular season before they head to regionals in O'Fallon next Monday. About halfway through this season, Maryville Christian sat at 6-8 on the year following a 1-4 outing in the Althoff tournament held at Swick. That was back on April 11th and 12th. Since then, the Lions have gone 7-3 and coming to this match having won 3 of their last 4 matches, including a 2-set sweep at Bunker Hill in their last match that was played this past Thursday. Last season, Collinsville went 2-1 versus Maryville Christian, beat the Lions in 3 sets at the Belleville East tournament, then won over Maryville Christian here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium 3 weeks later before losing at Maryville Christian on May the 13th of last year. They did not play in 2023 and won in their only meeting of 2022. They are 3-1, Collinsville is, against Maryville Christian. This is only the scheduled meeting between these schools this year. Played 3 times last year, but this is the only scheduled meeting between these 2 schools this year. All right, had a chance a little while ago to catch up with Collinsville head coach Mike Nichols. We will pass that conversation on to you next as the LC's Pub pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville and Collinsville locations, and now in Marissa, St. Laborie, and New Athens for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs with super low closing costs and low construction loan rates. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than Elsie's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, Elsie's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. Elsie's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus, they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. Elsie's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And Elsie's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. Elsie's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at Elsie's Pub. Elsie's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice. And we welcome you back into the LC's Pub pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. This is my final time on the Collinsville High School campus in the 2024-2025 school year, and we're going to end it on a high note with some boys volleyball as your Collinsville Kahawks get ready to take on Maryville Christian. Joining us now, Mike Nichols, head coach for the boys volleyball team. So I didn't want to necessarily do a season recap because, number one, your season isn't over yet, and number two, we're going to get together again 1 week from today to do this again at the regional match against Alton at Belleville East. So I tried to schedule it or word this so we don't have to do the same thing on Monday. Scheduling on a Memorial Day, do you know at this point if any of your players are going to be missing that game on Memorial Day because of plans with their family?
Well, to be honest, Coach Dawson reminded me that Monday was Memorial Day. I hadn't even put 2 and 2 together until about 5 minutes ago. So I am hoping we won't be missing anybody. I'm hoping with it being a regional game that everybody's going to be here, all hands on deck.
All right, let's move on from that. I want to go back to the match at Belleville West back on May the 8th. That was the last game I did. And I was very impressed with that game, man. Your team, they fought tooth and nail in that contest and needed every bit of the 3 sets to pull out that win. I was impressed.
Belleville West, that's a second time this season, second time overall that we beat them, to beat them at Belleville West. It was probably the best win we have had in program history, aside from maybe Altoff in the regional last year. It was awesome. The boys played hard. They battled in that third set. I was exhausted and didn't hit a ball that game.
All right, Stanley Carnahan, excellent match, man. 10 kills, couple of blocks. Jordan Taylor had 9 kills in a block. Those two up front, man, they really paid off in that game.
Those two won us the match. Neither one of them had a single error that night. Belleville West coach after the game complimented them and said, man, I didn't have an answer for them. They were hitting over, they were hitting around. They had an awesome game, and they won us that match.
All right, I had Cade Simmons on my pregame interview during that game, and I went over his stats that he's accumulated since he's been playing Kahok volleyball. And I said, after I read him all those stats, I said, which one of those stats would you like to work on and you feel you could do better at? And he said, aces. And what do you know? He gets an ace to get the final point of the game, and you guys walk out of there winners.
It was a wild end of that game. One of their players untied his shoe so they could take a break and tie it, got a yellow card. They ended up hitting the next three balls into the net. Cade aced him to finish the game. It was just an awesome finish and kind of sweatless for us.
All right, man. So you have Maryville, Christian, and I. This is a kind of a scrappy bunch. They've only have like 1 year less experience than what your team has, and they've improved every season so far.
Yeah, they are always a competitive bunch. We split with them last year. We beat them in a tournament, and they beat us at their home last year. So we're excited to see what they got. They've definitely had competitive matches with the same teams we've had competitive matches against this year.
Yeah, and they're kind of looped into the same kind of regional as you are. I know they're not playing at Belleville West like you guys are, but they're in the same sectional, so kind of important to show your worth tonight.
Oh, yeah. We both know that we got to beat a lot of good teams before we would have a chance of seeing each other again. But, yeah, we're excited to play each other.
I don't want to put the cart before the horse, so to speak, but you guys have Alton tomorrow, who you're facing in the playoffs next Monday night. Coaches, you go into these games knowing that this is your playoff opponent. Do you kind of keep everything, under wraps and don't want to show them much?
We're pretty familiar with Alton. They're pretty familiar with us. All these boys play on club teams together. They know each other pretty well. We're just going to try to go out there, take care of business. Maybe they won't come into the game with as much confidence, and hopefully we can take care of business tomorrow and Monday.
All right, so let's get back to tonight against the Lions out here. What do you want to see from your team?
Well, we only had one game last week, and then the rest of the week was a mess with graduation practice, graduation parties over the weekend. I'm hoping we don't come out slow and rusty. So we're looking to get off to a quick start, carry that through the first set, and hopefully take care of business in two.
Thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you 1 week from tonight.
Thank you.
That is Mike Nichols, your Collinsville boys volleyball head coach. We'll take a break here on the LC's Pub pregame. So starters and stats coming your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
And we welcome you back into the LC's Pub pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. I promised you starters and stats. We will do that here in just a little bit. But first, I wanted to introduce everyone to our special guest color commentator here tonight. She is going to be taking over the girls volleyball program coming this August, and that is Katie Dawson. How are you, dear?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. All right, so I asked you if you wanted to do this with me, and you said you would, so we're going to put you on the spot a little bit and talk about your time here at Collinsville High School playing girls volleyball and how that helped you get this job that you are going to be doing in August. So, memories from your time here as a Lady Kahok.
I mean, it was awesome. Being a Kahok was the biggest part of my life right now, other than McKendree, which I went there for 2 years and played beach, but I like purple, so I stayed in purple over the years. Being here in the big gym, that was a big thing for me. I mean, this is bigger than most college gyms. So it's an awesome experience being on this floor for sure.
All right, so tell everybody your experience as you are getting ready to take over this program.
Yeah, so I went to SWIC for 2 years, and I played indoor volleyball there, and then I went to McKendree, played beach volleyball for 2 years, and then I've been coaching HP, high performance volleyball, for about 6 seasons. So I've coached 13s all the way up to 17s, so I've been around.
All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a commercial break, come back, and fill everybody in on the starters for this year contest between Collinsville and Maryville Christian, and we will do that here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice. Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the Kahok Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville.
The Collinsville Area Community Foundation is our community's charitable foundation. We connect people, support programs, and guide resources to help our community thrive. Our board is made up of local leaders that donate their time and expertise to identify opportunities for long-term community impact in and around Collinsville. Find out more about scholarships, grants, and ways to give back to the city we love by visiting CollinsvilleFoundation.com.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Last time that we are going to be here for the 2024-2025 school year. Here are your starters. We will begin with the Maryville Christian Lions, and they will trot out onto the floor. Judah Amsden, he is a 5'10" junior. He'll be playing the role of libero tonight. Grayson Folk is a middle blocker. He's a senior who stands at 6 foot even. Titus Verning is a setter. He is a senior at 5'11". Levi Gray is also listed as a setter. I think he's something else, though, tonight. I couldn't hear because they were cheering so loudly every time these guys' names were called. But Levi Gray is a 6'3" senior. Jaden Huff, an outside hitter. A 6'1" senior. Seth England, a 6 foot junior defensive specialist. And Jonah Christian, a 5'11" junior who is a middle blocker whose last name also matches his school's last name as well. How cool is that? For Collinsville, they'll trot out Gabe Freeman. He will be the libero tonight, the 6 foot junior. Your outside hitters, Jesse Scroggins, the 6-foot senior, and Cade Simmons, another 6-foot senior. Your right side is Andrew Balsidis. He is a 6'4 junior. Your setter is Colin Walagorski, a 5'10 junior. And your middle blockers, Jordan Taylor, the 6'5 junior, and the 6'6 senior, Stan Carnahan. Collinsville out there in the white uniforms, trimmed in purple over the shoulders and around the neck, got purple numbers on the fronts and the backs, words Kahawks written across the backs of those jerseys, except for, of course, the libero. That would be Gabe Freeman, and he is the only one out there wearing the purple jersey, and just the reverse, everything else is in white. Maryville Christian, they have on the midnight blue shorts and white jerseys. The numbers on the fronts and the backs are also in the midnight blue. And they have MCS, Maryville Christian School, on the fronts of those jerseys. Their libero is the one out there in the midnight blue jersey and the white shorts. And we are just about ready to go underway. All right, you excited there, Katie?
I am. I'm excited.
You didn't have boys volleyball here when you were here. You graduated in 2021. They were just getting that program started because it got delayed 1 year after the pandemic. So this is new for you too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched McKendree, but.
Yeah. All right, we are underway. Colin Walagorski with the serve. Collinsville gets it back over. Freeman sends it over, and across the way it goes for Jesse Scroggins. Here is Cade Simmons on the back line. Shoves it up front. Set up over on the side for Scroggins. Into the middle, taken care of there by Maryville Christian. They send it down the line, and a nice diving effort there by Cade Simmons, but it just falls short, and the Lions take a 1-0 lead. Back to serve now is Titus Verning, 201 serves on the year, 26 errors, 9 aces on the season. Simmons sends it up to Walagorski. Walagorski to Balsidis, and then that goes off of the body of Christian and out of bounds, and we are tied at 1-1. What position did you play when you were here?
I was an outside hitter.
Outside hitter?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so that was awesome, bringing it in.
That was a little bit low there, and now over on the near side, it ends up going out of bounds. Collinsville takes their first lead in this game by a score of 2-1. JV won in straight sets, 25-18 the first set and 25-19 in the second set. Lions set it up over on the near sideline, and then Stanley Carnahan kind of palmed that one and couldn't really handle it. Plus, he committed a net violation as well, so we are now tied at 2. Back to serve. And that would be Jaden Huff. Huff has the most serves for his team this year, 208, 25 errors, and 36 aces on the year. You didn't serve too much, did you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I did. I got to play all the way around my senior year. So that was awesome. And with Beach, I served all the time. So.
See, I looked up your stats.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, your sophomore, junior, senior years combined 95 serves, 13 errors, 13 aces also, 46 kills, 15 blocks, and 30 digs. I know that there's probably numbers missing, but I have to go what's on the STL Today site. So.
Of course.
4-2, Maryville Christian takes the lead. And back to serve it up one more time is Jaden Huff, the senior outside hitter. Right down the middle it goes. Freeman takes care of it, and then over to Balsidis. Balsidis tries the opposite corner to no avail. Now Amsden takes care of it, and then sent over by the Lions. Walagorski sets it up far side for Simmons. Gave it a little palm hit there. He gets it right back, and now Walagorski sets it back up for Simmons, and this time he goes cross corner, knocked straight up in the air by Amsden. And then on the near side, England gets it over. Walagorski sets it up for Carnahan, and Carnahan picks up his first kill of this contest. Carnahan with 10 kills and 3 blocks in that win against Belleville West that we did for you last week. Here is Gabe Freeman. Freeman, 120 serves on the year, 21 errors and 6 aces. Now set up for Balsidis. That one partially blocked up front, and then Jordan Taylor gets a kill of his own. Call that a block or a kill, or both?
All the above. That
All
was
the
awesome.
above. 4-4, we're tied. Freeman back to serve it up again. On to the near sideline, taken care of over there by England. Back across the other way now for Gray. Collinsville gets a hold of it. Walagorski to Freeman. Freeman over to Taylor, and Taylor just shoved it into the net. He's like, whoops.
It happens.
It does. 5-4 in favor of the Lions. Softball team won today, 16-0 at Cahokia. Still waiting to find out what the baseball team did. That game is over on the Kahok Broadcast Club Student Network on YouTube. Zach Roseman bringing you that contest. I know that Chris Kettler is there as well, as that one goes into the net by the Lions. So now we are tied 5-5. You heard the coach during the pregame interview talking about his guys after all the graduation stuff going on, not knowing really how they're going to perform because they only got to practice once last week.
Yeah, that's a bummer, but I mean, you got to do it.
Yeah, I know. And is it kind of weird that you still have to play sports even though you graduated Saturday?
Yeah, not going to school, but then coming here is kind of weird.
Yeah. Into the middle it goes, now over onto the far side. Partially blocked by Taylor, but not on the right side of the net. 6-5 in favor of Maryville Christian. And back to serve, it is Levi Gray. Gray, 176 serves on the year, 45 errors and 32 aces. Over here to Simmons. Simmons has that block back to him, but Collinsville stays with it. Over to the far side, Talbot with a little simple touch, and then Jordan Walker. It's Jordan Walker. St. Louis Cardinals. Jordan Taylor gets another block/kill, and we are tied 6-6. Jordan Walker. Whatever. Here's Cade Simmons. Simmons back to serve. 109 on the year as his serves. 12 errors, 13 aces. That 13th was big in that Belleville West win to get the last point of that match on Thursday night, and Collinsville walked away winners. But right now, Kahawks are down by 1, 7-6. And back to serve, it is Seth England. England on the year, 113 serves, 8 errors, 4 aces. Into the middle, and there's another big kill by Taylor. And did that go out?
I think there was a touch at the very end.
Yeah. Well, they gave that point to the Lions, though.
Uh-oh.
Or did they? Oh, I can't remember who I had. I had lead, and I didn't write down who was in the lead at 7-6. Carnahan helped out by Scroggins up front. And now the Lions go back to work. Into the middle it goes. Simmons back over to Talbot. Talbot almost mishit that one. Barely got it with his left hand. Nice save on the back line by Taylor. That probably would have went out of bounds. And now Maryville Christian setting it up a little backwards. No look, but it's out of bounds, and Collinsville will take the lead at 8-7.
That's good defense for the middle back row.
There is Jordan Taylor, 76 serves on the year, 14 errors, 1 ace. Didn't double hit over there. And Collinsville will now go up 9-7. Taylor, another serve. He didn't serve a lot at the beginning of the year. They've been using him more and more in that capacity. Into the middle, Libero takes care of it, sends it over here to the near side. A little two-hand block over there by Solomon Talbot. I mean, he's only 6'11". He should be able to handle that job. And Taylor enjoying himself a little service time back here behind the line. We'll send over another big pop fly down the middle. Over to the far side, back to Taylor. Up front now, taken care of there by August Kent. Sent over, and the Lions go back to work. Another block up front by Talbot. And now over to the far side, and a nice job by Cade Simmons getting to that one at the last second. And then Talbot went up for the kill, but hit it into his own net. Ten to 8, Collinsville with a 2-point lead. Back to serve is Judah Amsden. Amsden on the year, 118 serves, 14 errors, 9 aces. Simmons gets the first touch. Kent to Carnahan. Carnahan with another big kill there for Collinsville. He and Taylor combined for 19 kills in that win over Belleville West in that game we had for you a couple of Thursdays ago. And now here comes Colin Waligorski. Never gave you his numbers in the service category. 182 serves on the year, 18 errors and 23 aces. He leads the Kahawks in aces with those 23, and that one goes under the net. And Collinsville goes up 12-8. Waligorski serves it into the net. You're going to hate those. I always say that when I'm on the air. Coaches hate those unforced errors.
Yep.
Here is Titus Verning. Verning was the one who got us all started here tonight with the first serve of this match. 12-9 in favor of Collinsville, and then he pulls up a little short on the serve as well. So Collinsville goes up 13-9. Jesse Scroggins, one of the seniors that we did an interview with earlier this year, serves. And over here to the near side, and that one's blocked by Balsidis. And Collinsville will end up taking that point. 14-9 in favor of the Kahawks. Another serve by Scroggins. Down the middle it goes, picked up by Amsden. Over to the far side and into the net it goes on the kill attempt over there by Jaden Huff. And that makes it 15-9. Lions want a timeout. We'll take a timeout right along with them. Back in just a moment here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke and new head coach for your girls volleyball team, Katie Dawson. I guess that doesn't get old to hear, does it?
No, doesn't.
Not at all, huh? When do you guys get together as a team for the first time? Summertime?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 27th, very soon.
27th of this month?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That is coming up soon.
Some conditioning and open gyms.
Whoa, that one stayed in. Nice job, Carnahan. The young gentleman who came up to the net to try to save that ball, I believe that was Seth England, left that far sideline wide open. Collinsville now up 16-9. And that one is going to go out of bounds on a serve by Scroggins to give that point right back. All right. Back to the back we go, and once again to serve here is Jaden Huff. Huff gets the whistle to get things going, and down the middle it goes, taken care of by Freeman. Shoved over to the side, and oh, that's out of bounds. That was a nice try over there by Kate Simmons. All my senior interviews, man, all these guys were nice and cordial and very informative on their answers. Of course, Carnahan and Talbot and Evan Wilkinson I interviewed during basketball season, so I didn't have to do it again because it's just the same kind of questions, just a different sport. Waligorski sets it up for Balsidis. Into the back it goes, and Lions keep it alive over on the far side, taken care of. Carnahan got a hand on it. Now he'll get it back and send it over. Picked up into the middle there by Amsden. Over onto the far side, and a nice job once again by Freeman to keep that one alive. And then a partial block up front keeps it alive for Collinsville. Over to Balsidis. Balsidis, that was going to go out of bounds as well. And a kill try that's going to pay dividends as it goes off of Waligorski and into the second row of the stands, where Luke Geisend almost got in on the game. Yeah, almost hit him. 16-12 in favor of Collinsville. That one barely makes it over the net. And then it goes in, and another point belonging to the Lions, so 16-13. Collinsville had a 16-9 lead. Now it's 16-13, and back to serve it up again is Jaden Huff. Huff, a little knuckleball action on that one. And there is Carnahan, and somehow or another Lions kept it alive. Balsidis out of bounds, and then Carnahan's going to hit it too far. Can't fault him for that one, though. It was the last hit. He was off balance when he hit it, so it just went where it was going to go. But all of a sudden it's a 2-point game after Collinsville was up by 7. Simmons. And Carnahan gets it over, and a net violation by the Lions gives Collinsville the point back. 17-14 Kahawks. Jordan Taylor will check back into the game. Carnahan to the bench. Here is Gabe Freeman, 120 serves on the year, 21 errors and 6 aces. Into the middle it goes. Set up over onto the far side, off of Waligorski, and had that spin on it, so it spun right backwards where no one was except for us, and we're not allowed. We're not playing as much as you would like to, right?
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah. Like do rec league or anything like that?
Volleyball season just ended for us. Beach
Okay.
did, so
Okay.
I'm probably a month out.
Okay.
So not feeding for it yet.
Yeah, I got you. Here is Cameron Higger, who will check into the game for the first time, and he'll pick up a point on his serve. And that makes it 17-16, so Collinsville only up by 1 point now. Hilger, a freshman, 5'9", sends it over. Another almost messed up serve there. Into the corner it goes, and that one's probably going to go out of bounds too. Saved by Freeman. Waligorski sets it up for Simmons, but left him in a little bit of an off angle there, so he couldn't get a good hit on it. And now sent across. Collinsville keeps it alive. Waligorski this time back over to Simmons. A little better of an opportunity, and that one somehow finds an open spot. And Collinsville goes up 18-16.
That was an awesome set. Super clean.
Yeah. Simmons got a couple of balls that were not set up kind of in this wheelhouse, so to speak, so he could get a good kill shot on it. So credit him, and back on the service line it is August Kent. Kent sends one over, picked up by Amsden in the middle. Over to the far side it goes once again. Seems like Maryville Christian likes to hit that far side to set up everybody. Collinsville gets the other point. Another net violation, I believe, by the Lions. Maryville Christian has been a school since 2003, but they just now started diving into the world of sports. They probably had to get their numbers up. Here is Freeman, sets it up for Talbot. Talbot, a little pinball action off the two guys up front. That would be Folk and Christian. And now we have a timeout called by Maryville Christian again. We'll step aside, and we're back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke, Katie Dawson with you, 20-16 in favor of Collinsville. We're in set number one. Kahok's looking to close out this first set and then go for a sweep. We will see if they can do just that. There's Jordan Taylor, and I don't know what that was. What is that?
I don't understand why that was called that. Oh, wait, did we get the point?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, what's the hand signal when they do that?
It's a back row attack if it's going down.
Okay.
So their setter jumped when they're supposed to be in the back row. So you know how they can't jump in the back row or in the front row?
Yeah.
So they jumped, and it went over.
Okay, I got you, I think. 22-16, that one ended up going out of bounds. Collinsville 3 points away from taking this first set. And another serve coming up here from August Kent. Down the middle, Amsden almost hit it under the net. And at the last second, Maryville Christian got it across. Kent now sets it up, and a big slam there by Solomon Talbot. Gives Collinsville a 23-16 lead. If you set Solomon Talbot up right, man, that 6'11" becomes 7'2" when he jumps up in the air. Another one over by Kent, taken care of in the middle, and now over to the far side once again. And a nice job there by Gabe Freeman on his knees to take care of that save. And then the Lions set it back up again, and another save by Kent, but going over to the scorer's table, and Scroggins runs right into it, but had to pull up a little bit short, or else he would have flipped over Andy Sullins over there. So 23-17 in favor of Collinsville. And here is Levi Gray, who has been living over there on that far side sideline. Down the middle it goes, and a little miscommunication there between Cade Simmons and Gabe Freeman. One thought the other was going for it, and the other thought the other was going for it. Communication is key.
We call that a campfire.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
They're all sitting around watching the campfire.
I like it. I have to borrow that one of these days. Here is Simmons. Into the back line it goes. Moved up front and over to the far sideline once again for Gray. Scroggins kind of shoved it up front. Jordan Taylor, lucky he got it over when he did. And shoved back across. And here is Kent. Oh, I think that Jordan Taylor might have touched that ball with his thumb. That is the least impressive kill you will ever see. What happened to my camera? I think. Got to stop doing that to me, Coach. All right. I know what happened. Coach Eric Anderson shut it off because it was still on the JV game.
Uh-oh.
He's done that to me so many times. All right, we're just about finished with this game, so we're going to have to figure that out here. 24-19 in favor of Collinsville. I can set it up on my phone. Yeah. But, I mean, it's due to go off here in 4 minutes for the varsity game. Over onto the far side, Scroggins gets it across. And Talbot got it over as well. And back over onto the near side. There's a kill shot. All right, yeah, that's exactly what he did. It wasn't set to go away till 6:30, and it's not 6:30 yet. Da-da-da-da. We're just going to have to start the start time like right. All right, there was a timeout, so we'll take a quick 30-second break, wait for the camera to come back on. Maybe by the time we get back, it'll be on. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family.
All right, we're back. The camera should be coming back on here like any second now. I didn't want to set it for what time it already is, because there we go. So I had to backtrack it. 24-21 now in favor of Collinsville. And the Kahawks going back to work. Talbot had that one blocked right back over his head. And all of a sudden, it is 24-22. Collinsville up by 2. Looks like the camera's still okay, though. Sometimes I have to reboot it a couple of times. All right, Freeman up to Kent. And there you go, the winner by Jordan Taylor. He gets his third kill. Collinsville wins that first set 25-22. We will take a break and come back and have set number 2 for you right after we come back from a commercial timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahawkSports.com and the Kahawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com. Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA Storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA Storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
It's probably the largest purchase you'll ever make. We have 5 agents on our team.
We cover about an hour radius around St. Louis.
We grew up here. We know every town like the back of our hands.
Our job as realtors is helping someone find their dream home, whether it's a family or an individual. We just want to do everything that we can to keep the process as simple and as stress-free as possible for you.
The Blaylock Group, the official realtors of the Kahok Sports Network and Kahok Athletics.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Kahawks win the first set, 25-22. Todd Duke, Katie Dawson back with you. We're set for set number 2. Starting us off is Titus Verning. By the way, some of the leaders for both of these teams, Levi Gray leads the Lions in kills with 206 and in blocks with 25. And Judah Amsden leads the Lions in digs with 131, and that one is off of the hands of Amsden and out of bounds, so Collinsville will go up 1-0 here to start set number 2. Leaders for Collinsville. Stanley Carnahan, he is the leader in kills with 64, but Chris Scroggins right behind him with 62, and then Cade Simmons with 60. Jordan Taylor leads the team in blocks with 24, and then Gabe Freeman leads in digs with a even 100, as that one is too far out of bounds, and that one is tipped out of bounds, so we are tied 1-1. Sometimes it's hard to see those tips.
Yeah, that one, the line judge down there didn't call it, but our side did.
Yeah. Lori Blade down there on this near side, well, near to us on your screen. It is the upper left-hand portion of your screen. The former Lady Tiger basketball and softball coach, and that one falls in as well, and it's a 2-1 lead in favor of Maryville Christian. Back to serve, Jaden Huff. Huff sends it right down the middle. Oh, that one kind of went backwards, but Collinsville's on it. Scroggins sends it back up front, and then Balsidis gets it over at the last moment. For a minute, I thought we were going to have another campfire. Collinsville picks up that point. We're tied at 2.
That campfire, we would have had a lot of people sitting and watching.
Yeah.
One before was only 2 in the group.
All right, back to serve. Here is Gabe Freeman, the 6-foot junior. Will send it over, and that one barely makes it over the net. And then Jordan Taylor sends it right back after the first hit by the Lions. And for Taylor, that's his 4th kill here in this contest, in this match, 3-2 in favor of Collinsville. Picked up by Amsden. And it stays in the middle, sent to the back. Scroggins takes care of it. Walagorski sets it up for Simmons. Down the middle of the floor it goes. Despite the diving try there by Amsden, Collinsville comes up with the point and will extend their lead out to 4-2. Brenna Swartz, the JV coach, will join us in the post-game interview. And that one goes off of Scroggins and out of bounds. And then young Miss Katie Dawson over here is going to actually join us at Belleville East Monday for a little playoff volleyball, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. Collinsville taking on Alton in the first round of the Belleville East Regionals. Actually, Collinsville goes to Alton to play the Redbirds tomorrow. Up front, Walagorski sets it up, and Taylor kills it, and the rebound off of the dig on the other side was so strong because of that 150-mile-per-hour kill that it ends up going out of bounds. Back to serve for Collinsville. Here is August Kent. Kent sends it over right down the middle. taken care of, and then over onto the far side for Gray. That's partially blocked by Collinsville. They had to pick it up because it was going to go out of bounds if not. Talbot gets it over on the last try. Now a set up over here on the near sideline. Simmons takes care of it into the middle. Jordan Taylor gets it over. Amsden will set it up over to Gray. Gray with a simple little touchdown as the near sideline was vacated over there by Simmons. 5-4, Collinsville still in front. Back to serve. Here is Levi Gray. Gray right down the middle. Taken care of there by Freeman. Set up for Talbot. Talbot off the top of the net gets it over, but there's another Jordan Taylor kill attempt. Collinsville keeps it alive, but we have a whistle, and the point is going to belong to the Lions. We are tied at 5. Gray back with another serve. Down the middle it goes. Freeman takes care of it. Over to Kent. And now near side, and that one is tipped out of bounds. Collinsville will pick up that point. What are you looking forward to the most when August rolls around?
Game days.
Yeah.
Those are awesome for me. So I can't wait to share the excitement with the girls.
Yeah. Simmons. He'll send it over. Taken care of. And then over for Gray once again on that far side. And finds the vacated back corner. And we're tied at 6. That's when you got to kind of stay true to your position and not everybody go into the middle of the floor because something's going to get left open, right? Another serve coming up here for Seth England. England down the middle. Freeman takes care of it. Kent sets it up for Taylor. Taylor just kind of gives one of the wristers across the way. Now over to the near side. Into the back row it goes for Simmons. Simmons keeps it alive, and then too many hits there for Collinsville will cost them a point. And the Lions go back out front, 7-6. England with another serve. Freeman, Kent, Scroggins, and that one is blocked, but it's blocked out of bounds. And we are tied at 7. Kind of a back and forth set 2 here. Jordan Taylor back to serve. Taylor pops one down the middle. Amsden mishit it, but somehow or another it stays alive, but not for that long, as Carnahan will get the ball over that ends up dropping to the floor. 8-7 in favor of Collinsville. Jordan Taylor, another serve. Down the middle. Shoved over on the second hit. Now Collinsville has to get it over, and that's off of the kind of the face and the shoulder and everything else belonging to Amsden, and he couldn't recover. Collinsville goes up 9-7. Told you Collinsville going to Alton tomorrow. Maryville Christian will play Friday against O'Fallon First Baptist, and that'll be their last regular season game. Point belongs to the Lions, 9-8 though in favor of the Kahawks, and here is Judah Amsden, the 5'10 junior, back to serve. Simmons touches it first. Kent to Carnahan, and Carnahan looked like he almost hurt himself with that kill.
Oh my gosh. That was awesome.
Oh boy.
We had half the team turn around after that.
I think Carnahan landed on his tailbone after he healed that ball. Balsidis comes off the bench and gives him a high five or a low five, whatever you want to call it. And then Waligorski comes in off the bench and does that. 10-9 in favor of Collinsville, but the serve goes back to the other side, and here is Titus Verning. Verning pops one right down the middle, taken care of by Simmons. Waligorski sets it up for Balsidis. Blocked, heading out of bounds. You can't recover when it's that close to the pole. Kind of a tough angle. Collinsville extends their lead to 11-9. And back to serve it is Jesse Scroggins. Right down the middle, a little sinking action to it. And I don't know how Maryville Christian got that ball over, but they did. Here is Balsidis, and that gets blocked, and it gets blocked out of bounds again. So Collinsville says, thank you very much. We'll take the point. And the Kahawks extend that lead to 12-9. Oh, that was an ace. How about that? That one caught everybody off guard. Jesse Scroggins picks up the only ace thus far.
Got subbed out right after that.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your effort. Scroggins. Down the middle it goes. And back over here toward the near side. Oh, that's a big kill over there by Gray. Gray's been living over there on the far sideline, switched over to the near sideline, and picks up an important point for his team. Speaking of the playoffs, we begin that quest tomorrow. Lady Kahawk soccer action from Belleville West High School against Edwardsville. That game is scheduled for a 5 o'clock start, so we'll be on the air about 4:30 with pregame coverage. Here is send over there by Simmons. Comes back, and Simmons takes care of the first hit. Set up, and I don't know what happened. Double hit?
Double, yeah.
Yep, double hit. I'm glad they can see that because I didn't see it.
They don't call it that often, and I'm shocked that one got it.
Yeah, 13-11 in favor of Collinsville. Speaking of 11, number 11, Jaden Huff, ready to serve for the Lions. Over to the far side, Simmons. And then Carnahan had to get it back over. He had to kind of reach behind him to send it over, and then it got sent right back. Carnahan couldn't recover in time, so it's a 1-point game, 13-12. Collinsville in front. Freeman, and back over to Simmons. Simmons got a little hit off the palm of the hand, it looked like. Into the middle it goes, and that is Chris Scroggins. And now we're tied at 13. Chris Scroggins, the younger brother of Jesse. Chris is a 5'10 junior, and he'll go to the bench. And Wologorski will check back in. Knuckleball down the middle, taken care of by Jesse. Wologorski to Balsidis. He just kind of punched it over. Back over to Gray, who is back over in his familiar far sideline, and a kill try there by Balsidis. And then Carnahan gets a hold of it. Lions keep it alive. Sent over by Verning. Onto the sideline, and now Wologorski for Carnahan with another big kill. Carnahan with his 5th kill of this match. 14-13. Collinsville back up front.
Both of these teams have warmed up now.
Oh, yeah.
They're ready.
I think Collinsville is shaking off the graduation cobwebs.
Mm-hmm.
Back to serve. Here is Gabe Freeman. Pops it up down the middle, taken care of by the other libero, Amsden. Off of a partial block up front and out of bounds. That point will belong to Maryville Christian, and we are tied once again, this time at 14. Jonah Christian comes in off the bench. He'll serve. Christian down the middle, had some sink on it. Collinsville got it over on the first hit. A little punch across there by the Lions. Set up for Taylor, and Taylor with a big kill too. And Jordan now has 5 kills on the day.
You can win a game on your middle. Only your middle. That's crazy.
All right, back to serve. Here is August Kent. Kent pops up a small one down the middle. That one had some sink on it as well. Shoved across by Gray. Set up. Kent. Talbot. Talbot off the top of the net. Tell you what, and I say it all the time when I'm doing these games. When it hits the top of the net, it throws everything off. Mm-hmm. And you are going to react the way the ball was going to come over, but when it hits the net, you have to kind of adjust your reaction. By the time you do, it's too late. Amsden in the middle. Oh, well, one of those little no-look send-overs there. That was by Grayson Folk. 16-15. Collinsville remains in front by 1 point. What was your favorite thing as a player? Was it the kills? Was it the digs, the aces, the blocks?
Blocks.
Blocks?
Blocks are always a momentum changer.
And that one barely makes it over the net. Man, these guys are getting close to hitting this net. Collinsville sets it up for Talbot. Talbot slaps it across. Dug out of the middle there by Huff. Now on the back line, nice job by Scroggins to get that one before it went out. Kill try over there by Simmons. Got taken care of by the Lions. Block up front by Jordan Taylor. And then over to the far side. That one's going to go out of bounds. And Collinsville will pick up point number 17. Kahawks have a 2-point lead, 17-15. Simmons back to serve. Cade gets the whistle to go ahead, sends it across. Into the middle, over to the side for Gray. Gray right into the middle of the floor for Collinsville. Simmons setting it up now for Talbot. Talbot! Wow, I thought that was too many hits. Over to Talbot again. Simple touch across.
Wow.
Somehow or another, Amsden got under there and kept it alive. And then into the back, Simmons. Kent. Oh, know what he wanted to do. Jordan Taylor wanted to send that one into the stratosphere and just didn't time it out perfectly, and it ends up sailing a bit too far. Collinsville still up by 1. Taylor, another Kahawk basketball player who plays a little volleyball. And over on the far, Scroggins got blocked, but Collinsville keeps it alive. Taylor sends it across again, then sends another one down, and it hits the floor. And Taylor now with 6 kills on the night. And Collinsville has their 2-point lead back at 18-16. Carnahan comes back in. Taylor back to serve. Taylor pops it down the middle. Amsden takes care of the first hit. Sent over on the second try. Collinsville has to scramble. Here is Talbot, who mistimed his jump and hits it into his own net. Collinsville now up by just 1 point, 18-17. We're getting kind of late in this second set. Amsden back to serve. He does. Simmons touches it first. Kent sets it up for Talbot. Talbot has it blocked. Keeps it up in the air. Collinsville. Net violation?
Yep.
Yep. We are tied at 18.
Maryville is using the 5-1 very well. Their setter can now hit in the front row. So they're doing a lot of dumps and everything like that. That's what's winning them right now.
That one's out of bounds on the return, so Collinsville will go back out front, 19-18. And back to serve, it's going to be Waligorski. Looks like how Solomon Talbot, he's so tall, he raises his hand all the way up in the air for the high five and makes his teammates jump to give him a high five. Sent over, and that one's going to hit the scoreboard. That's a brand new scoreboard. Let's not ruin it now. What'd you think of that thing when you first walked in and saw it?
It was awesome. Yeah, when I saw them do the little hat game,
yeah,
I was like, this is awesome.
Yep. Serve coming up here for Verning. Into the middle it goes for Simmons. Simmons to Waligorski. Waligorski gets it over. And another
back row attack.
Back row attack. Gotcha.
Because our setter's in the back row, so they can't jump and push it over.
20-19 in favor of the Lions. We have a commercial break coming your way. We're back in just a moment here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Kahawk Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Kahawks!
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke, Katie Dawson with you. 20-19 in favor of Maryville Christian here. Over at Fletcher Field, the Kahawks lost 5-4 to the Centralia Orphans in some baseball action. I'll have a baseball game for you on Thursday against Belleville East, and wouldn't you know it, That is who we have to play in the first round of the playoffs, as an ace picked up there by Titus Verning has given his team a 2-point lead at 21-19. So Collinsville's going to have to fight back there. That'll help. A little unforced error makes it 21-20. If Collinsville wants to have a 2-set sweep, they're going to have to come back from this one. 21-20. Lions up by 1. Scroggins into the middle, taken care of by Amsden. Over to this side for Gray. Gray gets it up, and then a setup by Freeman to Carnahan. He couldn't do anything with it, but send it over. And now a push that's going to go out of bounds. Collinsville did a good job to let that one go, and we are tied at 21. Another serve by Scroggins down the middle. Amsden takes care of it. And over to the far side it'll go, and taken care of there by Freeman. Back over this way for Balsidis. Balsidis sent it in the middle. Nice job there by the Lions to keep it alive. Here is Gray, and Carnahan with a block and a kill will give Collinsville back the lead at 22-21. Nicely done there. Scroggins enjoying some service time back behind the line. Here comes his next. And again taken care of by Amsden. Over to Gray on the near side. Oh boy, that was a missile. And we're tied at 22. Kate Simmons just got in the way of that one, and it hit him and just went into the crowd. Here's Jaden Huff to serve. Huff into the net.
Bad times to miss a serve.
Service errors will kill you, and especially late in games. A timeout called by Maryville Christian. We'll take another quick timeout as well. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Got questions about Medicare? If you're approaching the age of 65, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Bill Holton is a former Collinsville Raider and Kahok football player and is now an independent broker with Senior Health Plans. And he can answer all of those tough questions when it comes to Medicare. Which plan, which part, what's covered, and what's not. If you're approaching the age of Medicare and need those questions answered, let Bill Holton get you those answers. Bill Holton with Senior Health Plans. Call him today at 618-978-2306 or email Bill Holton at william.holton@yahoo.com.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 23-22, set number 2. Collinsville looking for a 2-set sweep, but they're going to have to pick up these next 2 points if they want that to happen. Here is Freeman with a serve, and he serves it into his net, and we're tied at 23.
Call that a coach's point. They called the timeout to ace the server.
Yep. Kind of like icing the kicker for a field goal, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Jonah Christian back to serve now for the Lions. And that one is going to go right down the middle and kept alive by Collinsville. Taylor gets the point. Collinsville goes ahead 24-23, and all they need to do is pick up this last point, and they will win. So they bring in Talbot from the bench and also August Kent. Kent will go back to serve. There's Kent. Sends it over. Amsden and his teammate run into each other. Over to the far side for Gray. Taken care of by Freeman. Kent sets it up for Simmons. Simmons with a touch across. Now back into the middle. And back over for Gray once again. Into the back line. Scroggins. Kent. Taylor gets the win on the kill. And Collinsville wins this one 25-23 to pull off the 2-set sweep. Wow. That was fun.
That was a good game.
Yeah. So, you this is your first time watching the Kahok boys volleyball game match, or have you watched a couple?
I've watched, I think, 2 or 3 this season.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, give me your thoughts on the boys team.
This is the hardest I've seen them hit. All the 2 games I've been here, this has been, they're doing awesome.
Well, that's good. So, we'll see you Monday at Belleville East.
Yeah.
Katie Dawson, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you. Good luck, and we'll talk to you again on Monday, but I'm going to wish you good luck for next season already because I know you got something coming up on the 27th, and that's where it all starts, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Open gyms.
Open gyms. Thank you very much, dear.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. All right, that is Katie Dawson. We thank her for her help. We move on now to the post-game show, brought to you tonight by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an Invisired lipolaser machine. The Invisired machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The Invisired technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that Invisired offers.
The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville presents the Sports Page Lounge. Come check out Collinsville's newest destination for your sports viewing pleasure. The Sports Page Lounge features a 14-foot, 9-screen video wall with games across the spectrum, from college football and basketball to the NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, and NBA. Pair that with tastefully crafted libations from the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, and you have the perfect atmosphere for your sports viewing pleasure. The Sports Page Lounge, next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery at 115 Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 618-855-8027 for more information. The Sports Page Lounge, a new experience for sports lovers in Collinsville.
We love to have you come work for the city of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the city of Collinsville.
Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an Invisired lipolaser machine. The Invisired machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The Invisired technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that Invisired offers.
once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. It's the last time I'm going to say that in the 2024-2025 school year. Sometimes it kind of makes me sad. Anyway, welcome back to the Chiropractic Works post-game show. Joining us now after this big win by Collinsville is assistant head coach Brenna Swartz, who is also the head coach of the JV team. I did the Belleville West game. They called you Brianna, didn't they?
Probably.
Yeah, you get that a lot?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I tried to get it right.
I just ignore it now.
Yeah, I would too. All right, so your team won today, 25-18 and 25-19, and the JV team picks up a win, your 8th win of the year. It's been a while since I've talked to you, so tell me about the up-and-comers.
We have made so much progress since the beginning of the season, and it's fun to watch them essentially figure out how to play volleyball along the way, especially those incoming freshmen who have never even seen the court before. And then I've also got a couple sophomores and juniors who have never played before and they're first-timers, but they've picked up on it so well. So I'm very proud of all of them.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the process is here at Collinsville, because boys volleyball is such a new sport. Some kids are like, I'm thinking about it, but maybe I'll do it, and then they get into it, and they're like, okay, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Teach me more, teach me more. And you guys don't have a freshman team, do you?
Not yet.
Yeah, you're working on that?
Trying.
Yeah.
One day.
All right, one day. All right, so tell me a little bit about tonight's matches, 25-18 and 25-19. I mean, if you look at the scores themselves, they seem kind of close. For a while there, you guys had a big 20-12 lead, so you gave some of that back to them, and then you had to fight there at the end.
Yeah, that kind of tends to be a trend with this team is either we'll start off really strong and then kind of weaken as we go on, or vice versa. It's hasn't been super consistent, so you never know what you're going to get when you throw that lineup out there.
Yeah, so still a work in progress, as they say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, always is when you're talking about the JV team, because all you're trying to do, the wins and losses don't really matter. You're just trying to get better and better, so when they make it to varsity, you can make some noise.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the varsity side of things. 25-22, 25-23. Again, two very close scores. And I was talking to Coach in the pregame interview, and he's like, I said, what do you want to see out of your guys tonight? He's like, we only practiced once this week because of graduation, rehearsal for graduation parties. So he was kind of like not really knowing what he was going to get out of his guys tonight. And it looked like at the beginning they had to shake off some of those cobwebs.
Yeah, I definitely think not being in the gym as much as we typically are over this past weekend had an effect. However, they should still always be ready to play, and they know that. So I'm glad they pulled it out. Way to go. We love a good win. I just wish we would have started stronger.
Yeah. All right, let me take you back to that Belleville West game. My God, that was a lot of fun. That was so much fun. Stanley Carnahan had 10 kills. Jordan Taylor had 9. Cade Simmons got the ace to win the match. And for the first time, you guys have knocked off Belleville West twice in one season.
Yeah, those are the exciting games, and those are the ones that you want to play for and you want to compete. And, I mean, ultimately you want to end up winning, but it's just that much more fun when it's so back and forth and it's such a competitive game. It's amazing to watch and amazing feeling, and I hope the boys enjoy it just as much as the coaches do.
All right, you got Alton tomorrow. That's who you guys get to play in the playoffs coming up on Monday.
Yep.
So what do you want to see out of this team, the varsity team tomorrow, knowing that this is who they're going to play in the playoffs on Monday?
I want them to show up and just be ready. I want them to floor it. Like, floor that gas pedal and just go for it. Don't hesitate, just go. Don't think, just go.
All right, well, we will see you there Monday.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you very much, dear.
Thank you.
That is Brenna Swartz, the assistant to Mike Nichols. That is going to do it for us. Collinsville, a 2-set sweep on both levels, JV and varsity. We will talk to you tomorrow. We got some girls soccer playoff action coming up from Belleville West as the girls take on the Edwardsville Tigers. That game is scheduled for a 5 p.m. start, so we will be on the air with you at about 4:30 for that one. A big thank you to Coach Mike Nichols joining me in the postgame show. Again, another thank you to Brenna Swartz joining us in the postgame show, and Katie Dawson, the new Lady Kahok volleyball head coach, joining me as a color commentator. She'll be back with us on Monday. But until tomorrow, my name is Todd Duke. Everyone have yourselves a fantastic rest of your evening.